how I go about my thought patterns with delivering communication. When I was writing my book, it was such a spiritual experience because I could see the scene so vividly. And it was like I was there. It was like my DNA was connected to the story. And the more I researched my book, as I was doing, so my book is a historical fiction, but it's based off true events. So the more I started researching for the historical facts around the Haitian Revolution, the more I found that the character that I created was actually a real person. His name was Abraham. You can look him up. His name was Abraham. There was an Abraham town in Florida, close to, during the Gullah Wars, during the times of Negro Fort. You can look that up as well. In Watermelon Town, Peanut Town. There was a lot of these Gullah towns. They named them Seminoles, but there was no real such thing as a Seminole. They were more like runaways, and you had the Red Sticks and the Creek Indians who united with the Gullahs. And these are the people who were really fighting in some of the Confederate and Union wars that were won in the South. Because I found that we ran north for freedom, but we went south for independence, because we had our own independent strongholds within the South, Negro Fort being one of them, and a couple of the towns that I named previously. But Abram himself would show up in these pictures with Native Americans as a translator, but he really was a warlord. His name was Ibrahim, and he spoke native languages, and nobody knew. He had a mystic background. Nobody knew where he came from. He fought in all three Gullah Wars, which is known as the Seminole Wars. But I found all this information on how the governors of Georgia and Florida were stating how this was an actual Negro war rather than an Indian war. So this black man, Abraham, that I had created from my own imagination was actually a real historical character and figure. When I found that out, that was confirmation that I was being channeled through. Well, I say all that to say this. I wrote the book. When I wrote the book, I didn't do a book release or signing until maybe like later on that year. I published the book early in the year, and then later on that year, I did a big release. I was promoting it on my Facebook, and my father saw it. I didn't know he saw it, but he saw it. He saw I was promoting it, and I did a book signing. It was very successful. People came out and supported me. It was beautiful, and I did a presentation on my book. And while I'm talking about my book, this old man walks in. I don't know who this old man is at first, and then it just hit me.